And can you just, I think somebody has just joined the wrong tutorial. Can you just let your colleagues that there is only one link, that Dr. Hazar has made the announcement already. All they need to do is just to visit Dr. Hazar's email and just click on the link.
Sir, this is same for all the Fazla students groups.
Exactly. There is only one link for today.
Okay, sir. I have a B group for the Fazla, so I can join this.
You need to join this one because this is the only one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. And let your friends, if they have joined the other one. Okay, guys. So let's wait another minute, but in the meantime, please get your Excel ready because we need to tweak that out first. I will share my screen and I will show you step by step how to tweak that out. But once I set it up, it will not be possible to show the same process from scratch, or otherwise I have to delete my Excel and reinstall everything. So it is important that you have it handy with you during this time. Okay.
Sir, excuse me.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know if someone already told you, but we can't open the first and second slide on file on Ola. The doc slides, we can't open them.
I don't know what's the problem. I can open them, but I'll share my screen anyway. It is just half a page of explanation, so don't worry about it.
The 4 files are also in the chat box. The 4 files are also in the chat box.
Yeah, I can put them. Yeah, you know, but it's not a big issue. It's just half a page of explanation, but I'll put them here.
No, sir, it's already in the chat box.
Okay, you put it already in the chat box. Okay, thank you. I don't know why, you know, for some of you it is depicting, but for some of you it is not depicting on your screens. I don't know what's the problem with all the system, but it is for sure on the system. Anyway, I presume everyone is here, and as I told, you need to be having your Excels ready. So I am sharing my screen right now.
Yes.
Just give me a moment. So I will make all the arrangements. So just bear me a moment. Just 1 second. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, we can see.
You just simply get your Excel open. You don't need to have this file, you know, at the moment. But what I want you to do, just to open your Excel program on your computers. And once you do that, I want you to click on File section. You see, on top left, I want you to click on File section. Okay. And then once you clicked on File, I want you to come to very bottom of Options. You see the options in the very bottom?
Yes.
You need to click on Options. And once you clicked on Options, a page like this will pop out. It may not exactly the same depending on your version, but it will be something very similar. Okay. Did you all get it?
Yes, sir.
Once you see this page, you come here to add-ins. On the left-hand side, left column, it may not be exactly in the same place as mine, but there should be some cursor saying add-ins. Okay. Once you see the add-ins, you simply need to click on it. All right. Once you click on it, something will like this will emerge. Okay. Once this emerges, you need to click on add-ins and go on the very bottom. Just click on go, and then another pop-up page will appear like this one, indicating the add-ins. There are 4 items on my screen.
But can you take it a bit slow? You are going fast.
Sir, please, we are not getting you, please.
You are going fast, yeah.
All I explained was just click on 3 buttons. I am taking it from the very beginning. Okay, guys, from the very beginning. We are going top left to file section. Okay. Top left, file. Click on file. Once you click on file, towards the very bottom or somewhere on the left column, it should be options icon. When you see the options, you simply get on it and just click on it. I click on it now. And when I click on it, a page like titled Excel options will pop out. Has everyone get to this level?
No, sir, actually in my Mac, it doesn't even show like the option. If I just go on file, it doesn't have an option of like, it doesn't show anything as an option.
I don't know how to solve it on.
Yeah. I'll try to.
You just take your notes and take the notes for the add-ins that we are going to add to our system, and you can do it with Google search later on. How to add it to that Excel version, to the Mac version.
Kindly click on more option, and then you can find the option module in that, in the more.
Yeah, maybe you can just, you know, type it in the chat for the Mac users, if there are any Mac users know how to solve it. Just type it in the chat so that the other friends using Macs will benefit from it. Thank you for your help. Anyway, once we are on this Excel options page, on the left-hand side, there is a menu, as you see. And on the menu, we are just simply clicking on add-ins. That highlights, you know. It may not be in the exact same order like me, but it is the second one from bottom on my menu. So it is called add-ins. We simply find it and click on it. And once we click on it, another menu titled View and Manage Microsoft Office Add-ins emerges. At the bottom, very bottom, there is a Go button. We simply click on it. Okay. I am just clicking on Go button in the middle button. Okay. I just click on it. When I click on it, another pop-up page emerges. In my version, I have 4 different options available add-ins. It might be less, it might be more, depending on if you have added something before, it might be less for you. or if you got some missing ones, it might be more than 4. But what I ask you simply to tick all the boxes available as add-ins. Especially for the ones who are using Mac, I highly recommend you include Analysis Tool Pack, VBA, and also the Solver add-in. Those 3 are a must in order to be able to run our functions properly. Have you guys all clicked and selected the available add-ins now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then all we need to do is
Yes,
to
sir.
simply click on OK. And it might take few minutes, but now it is ready. What we can do is just simply turn the Excel off to make sure that it is securely saved, and then reopen our Excel file. Okay. Is it all right until now?
Sir, we have done this for the data analysis.
We are doing this for preparing our Excel with the software packages. Otherwise, our Excel will not be able to solve the Monte Carlo simulation. We are just adding now the solvers for Monte Carlo. You can assume that those are the ready-made functions that can handle Monte Carlo, the mathematical pack that was missing already from the default Excel setting. We are just tweaking out, let's say, upgrading our Excel functionalities now. All right, guys. So on Aula, you will see that there is a Word document indicating Lab 3 and an Excel sheet indicating Lab 3 again. So I am just opening the Word file for your description only. I'll be sharing it on my screen. So, as you see, but just let me confirm it first. Can you guys all see my screen of Word?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically, it is regarding to exercise of Laboratory 3, and it will be covering Monte Carlo project duration simulation. And in this lab, we will consider 2 unknown variables for a small project. We begin by considering the duration of the project and then look at the expected costs. Again, spend some time working through the example, Monte Carlo simulation based on project duration, to understand how it works, then attempt the following exercises. Those are already in our sheets mentioned, so I am not going to deep dive on what we are going to do in each step. Those are already guided in the Excel sheet. So, all in all, it is an exercise about project duration simulation. But in order to better digest the project duration simulations, we are going to use, the weeks before, I introduced you the importance of randomness and how we make use of random numbers. Again, it is important for you to know at least how to be able to create the random numbers. So, in order to do that, I provided 2 supportive videos, each around 3 minutes. The links are on Aula at the very bottom. There are 2 videos, roughly around 3.5 minutes each. So what I will do, I will give you like around 10 minutes to watch them all. and we will meet back again, and then we will start our exercises. But it is important that you know that you watch them first. All right, guys, I'll see you back in 10 minutes. And in the meantime, you are going to watch the 2 videos on Aula side. Okay, for PRM week 11, at the very bottom, there are 2, on the tutorial section, week 11, there are 2 videos, YouTube videos, supportive. Okay, so I am going to see you like around 35 past. Okay. And then we are going to do our exercises. So I'm stopping sharing my screen and turning my camera off to avoid any disruptions. I'll be seeing you back in 10 minutes. I'll type it on the chat as well.
Mr. Excel Podcast is sponsored by Easy Excel. Learn Excel from Mr. Excel Podcast, episode 1507. Random, using mean and standard deviation. I have to create lots of fake data sets as I'm writing these books, and so I'm a big user of RAND between. I use RAND between all the time. The problem with RAND between, though, is that it's going to create just a scattershot of values between, in this case, 1 and 100. And so I have 100 formulas here that are RAND between 1 and 100. This pivot table summarizes and groups, and as we refresh the data, you'll see that it's random, but that's not the way that life really works. Usually we have values that are scattered around a mean using some sort of a standard deviation, And so, I wanted to see if there's a way that I could create random numbers that follow the normal distribution curve. And of course, starting here recently, Excel changed a lot of these functions. So we have norm.dist for the distribution, but norm.inverse is exactly what we need here. So norm.inverse, they're looking for a probability between 0 and 1, so luckily the rand function will give me a decimal between 0 and 1. And then the mean and standard deviation. So let's say that things are grouped around a mean of 70 with a standard deviation of 10. And so what that should mean is that everything should kind of really be centered between 60 and 80 with a few outliers between 50 and 60 and 80 and 90, and very few falling way outside of that range. So let's take this formula and we'll copy it over here to our data, Control V to paste, and then refresh the pivot table to see what effect we have. All right, so yeah, so now this is funny, they changed the groupings on me, but you can see that rather than this whole scattershot between 0 and 100, we're definitely focused on the 70 range, and then further out. Let's refresh again to allow it to recalculate. We're always going to have kind of the value that occurs the most in grouped tightly around 70. So an interesting variation there using norm.inv to generate something between, given a mean and a standard deviation. Kind of a different set of random numbers that you're going to get just using the rand or rand between functions. Also avoids having to go out to the analysis toolpack. I realize the analysis toolpack offers this, but that is just so flaky to use, with all due respect to the people that originally wrote the analysis toolpack.
You can use a Monte Carlo simulation anytime you want to run multiple scenarios and analyze the possible outcomes. Here I'm trying to measure what is the likelihood the S&P will be up more than 5% at the end of the week. In order to do this, I looked at the average daily return of the S&P and the daily standard deviation over the past 50 years. So to simulate 5 days of S&P performance, I'm going to use the norm inverse function, and I'm going to use rand, open parentheses, close parentheses. The rand function generates a random number between 0 and 1 every time you make an adjustment to your spreadsheet or you hit F9. So here I'm doing norm inverse. I'm using rand as my probability. For my mean, I'm going to put in the average that I calculated. And for my standard deviation, F4. Okay, I'm going to copy this down for all 5 days, and every time I hit F9, 5 new returns are selected for the S&P out of this normal distribution. So to answer my question, I need to see what the return is at the end of the week. So here I'm going to put the cumulative return for the week, and I'm going to calculate that really quickly. This is the number I'm really interested in. Every time I hit F9, this will recalculate these 5 numbers, and my cumulative will tell me what the value is at the end of the week. And I want to run this simulation 10,000 times and count the number of times the S&P was up more than 5%. So here I have the numbers 1 through 10,000 in a column. And at the top of that column, as almost a column header, I'm going to select the value I want to copy for the simulation. Now, this is kind of a workaround. You're going to select the data that you're looking at, and then all the numbers in your column, and you're going to go to Data, What If Analysis, Data Table. Just ignore row input cell, and in column input cell, click any empty cell outside of your data table. Excel will use this cell while it's running the simulation to store data, so don't worry about that. Hit OK. There you have the results for 10,000 simulated weeks of the S&P. So now I want to collect some data on my trials. So first, let's look at the average for the 10,000 times. The average of my trials, end of the week, was about 15 basis points. My standard deviation of returns is 2.17%. But now I want to answer my big question. What's the probability that the S&P was up more than 5% at the end of the week? So here I'm going to count the number of trials, comma, in which my criteria is going to be greater than 0.05, and divide that by the number of trials to see the percentage of times it was greater than 5%. So in 1.5% of my trials, the S&P was up more than 5% at the end of the week. And this workaround works great for a lot of very simple Monte Carlo simulations.
Don't forget to subscribe for more Excel tips and tricks.